Hey guys, I'm so thrilled you're here in the labs. I'm so thrilled. And I'm also really thrilled to share this lesson with you, which is my secret formula of how I drive millions of views per month organically across all platforms: X, LinkedIn, Facebook. This does not include YouTube. We have separate lessons on that. But as far as my top three, those are definitely X, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You're going to be able to apply this to Instagram as well if you like that one better. You'll learn a lot of strategies, so I'm going to just give you the course in the next few minutes. This is a course I filmed right when ChatGPT was coming out. I was using it to help develop my posts. You have different frameworks in the lab's membership underneath different lessons. So definitely go learn about viral script writing for YouTube and look up the frameworks for that, right? So this one is more the overall strategy. Like, how does Julia approach social media in general in a way that really builds massive trust? We get leads on autopilot every day from my social media strategy in particular. And it's one that comes from really great people that I've studied. And it's not just posting business posts, right? So there's a formula to it, the FBB formula, which you're going to learn all about. There's even a downloadable sheet below this lesson that you can take and use to develop your own killer social media content. So this is really good knowledge. With great knowledge, there's a responsibility, right? With power comes responsibility. So treat this lesson like that. And I'm telling you, you too can build a massive social media presence if you just deploy the strategies in this video, because it's what I've been doing for over a decade now. And interestingly enough, these strategies work really well on Facebook for me. I have so much trust there, so many great questions. The audience engagement is amazing. So for whatever reason, the last 2 years in particular, Facebook's been one of my favorite platforms. And of course, we get a lot of students and clients from it as well. But I encourage you to pick your favorite. You don't have to do the one that everyone says you need to do. I've never been on TikTok. I'm not on Threads. I'm on the tried and true platforms that have already billions of users. It just makes sense. You don't have to hop on the latest trends. I want to encourage you on that as well. And of course, YouTube is its own animal, and it's an amazing platform. That's our 90% channel now. 90% of our views come from there. So if you want YouTube specific strategies, go look up the YouTube specific videos right here in the labs. All right, I'm going to hand you over to this video I filmed a while ago that I want to share with you here in the labs because it's awesome, it's still relevant, and you're going to learn so much. All right, enjoy. I'm going to go over the FBB formula for winning on social media. This is something I've been perfecting for several years now. So I'm actually really excited to unveil this secret strategy with you, and let me tell you, it works. So get ready to focus. If you need to slow down this lesson, if you need to watch it twice, do that, because this could literally net you tens of thousands of dollars over time. So what is the FBB formula? It is a formula to creating winning content on social media that positions you in front of other people that need to buy your services. It positions you as, first of all, human. They can relate to you. You're not just some out-of-touch guru or expert. You're human. They can relate to you. But secondly, as somebody they can buy from, because they can relate to your beliefs and your business. Pretty cool stuff here. Let's talk about it. So the strategy is pretty simple with this formula. I want you to pick one social media platform. That's right, one. Not 3, not 5, 1. And you're going to get consistent at this style for 3 months minimum, okay? You're going to commit to one platform for 3 months. You got to do this. It's critical. It will not work otherwise. Okay, so let's talk about what this actually looks like. And I've got some previews here. If you're looking at this lesson, right, you can see some examples of positioning my business, but also positioning the personal side. So why does this formula work before we break down how you can replicate it? This is great if you're an entrepreneur, you're a consultant, you teach courses, maybe you want to teach courses, you have a product to sell. If you are a marketer of any type, this works. So why does this work? well, we covered this a little bit earlier, right? But it works because it allows people to get to know you. And when people feel like they know you, they're going to buy from you. If they don't feel like they know you yet, the likelihood of them buying from you, there's no connection there. They need to feel like they know, like, and trust you. But what's that first part? They know you. Okay, so you're going to do this manually. You're not going to go sign up for some social media posting app. You're going to do this manually. And you're going to tap into the power of your own God-given human creativity. You have it. You just need to tap into it. So you're going to look for opportunities as they come up, and you're going to write this content on the spot. It doesn't work unless you do it this way. It will not be as authentic. It will not come through as genuine unless you're really kind of writing these things on the spot. And you can still plan, like you don't have to post that day. You can be like, okay, Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., I'm going to have this ready to go. And you can write it days in advance. I'm not saying not to do that, but you don't want to plan this months in advance. You really kind of want to do this more week to week. So the way to do this is if you just take 15 minutes every 2 days, you can easily do this. You're going to write a post around one of those three things: family, beliefs, or business. Rinse and repeat. That's the FBB formula. If you can't write, this is something that, for example, my husband, he's starting a website business. He is a great web designer, but he doesn't know, or he doesn't have clients, and he doesn't know how to get clients. So he's launching a website, and then he's asking himself, how can I go get clients? So I'm teaching him the FBB formula, and I'll show you how well it worked. He can't even write. He doesn't know how to write at all. That's why AI is our best friend. If you can't write, ChatGPT will do the FBB formula better for you. Better than what you could probably do. Now, I'm a writer. I like to write. I think that sometimes my FBB content comes out better than what ChatGPT could do. But that's because, I've been writing for 11 years. I've written books. I've written over 1,000 blogs. So if you're not a writer, if it doesn't come naturally to you, if you stress over it, then please use ChatGPT. This is also true if you're not native and you need to write in English. Use ChatGPT. I can't tell you how much of an aid it is. And you just want to tell it about the style you want to write it in. So for example, you're going to write a Facebook post from a strong point of view, explaining why, and you're going to insert a belief. So you're going to guide the AI according to how you want it to write. Use blunt, direct language. So be detailed in your prompts, right? And we have a cheat sheet below this lesson that you can actually download that will show you exactly how to do this. But I want to show you something. This is an example of an FBB post that, yes, I wrote from scratch, that earned 5 leads for my $2,500 program. It blew all the other content I'd been doing out of the water. I couldn't believe how well this post worked. And this is the power of this winning formula. It can really work, but only if you've been doing these things consistently. So it's not a shot in the dark. It's not, it could be one post that does really well, but it's because of the backbone of all the other content where those people feel like they know, like, and trust you. So don't forget that when we're reading this one post. I've been consistent for 3 years on Facebook, getting people to know, like, and trust me, right? And you saw some of the content here earlier. There's me putting a calendar on my fridge talking about, I hope my husband survives while I go give my first keynote. That is human content. That's family, right? So it's not just me, like over there on the right, saying I gave this awesome talk. And it's also my beliefs. You see what kind of movies I watch. You see what kind of values I have. I'm talking about ending child trafficking. These things bring people to you in huge, huge ways. And then you see my 9-year-old there has the baby in her laundry basket. You don't just want to share business. You will lose out. You really want to get that combination going, right? And you want to be consistent. Okay, so once you've been doing that, here's how well this can work. 5 leads in my inbox for a $2,500 program. That's over $10K in potential sales. And my husband actually got 2 leads, and that was $10K for him. So, and he wasn't a writer. So we'll talk about that more in a minute. But I want to break down this post for you. So once a month, in your post, you should be actually asking people to buy your thing. I want to be very clear on that. At least once a month in this cycle of regular content, right? We talked about it. The schedule, 15 minutes every 2 days. Every 2 days, you're going to write a post around family beliefs business. It's that simple. 15 minutes every 2 days, and write a post about one of 3 things. Okay, so once you've been doing that for a while, here's one of the posts around your business that I want you to write. So I'm very direct. I am known for zero BS. I speak the truth based on what works. And I often shatter myths. That's why you can see hashtag shattering income myths. I'm actually starting with that hashtag because I have something to say that is against the norm. And then I'm like, hey, I'm going to make this a regular Sunday thing. What do you think? P.S. AI didn't write this. It's all me, because I've been getting asked, hey, is AI now writing all of your posts? So I had to clarify, no, it's not. Okay, today's story. We're pointing down. Emojis is my style. If it's not your style, don't use emojis. If you are more serious, if you come from an older generation, you don't like emojis, don't use them. You have to lean into your style. I want to stress that. Find your style, lean into it. What's your style? It feels good to you. That's how you know it's your style. Okay, today's story. Listen. When you have cold leads emailing you back on a lead magnet just to introduce themselves, share life stories, and common interests with you for the first time, cold leads applying to your signature coaching program, 6 applications this week, and you did nothing new to get them. You didn't even post here on good old Facebook. That's when you know you're running a sustainable business. And then I mentioned it's a side hustle. I've become the president at Content at Scale. Content Hacker is a side hustle, which that changed, right? Content Hacker is now going to be a huge full-time thing because it got merged into Content at Scale, and I'm now a partner in both companies. But at the time, that wasn't true. That hadn't happened yet. Then I say, don't run one that shuts off if Facebook shuts off. Don't run a business that depends on you showing up live 24/7. That's hella stressful. Thumbs down. Now here's the myth busting I'm going to do on this. Hold tight. This approach takes work and patience. And I've broken that up into 1-word paragraphs because it's so important to me. It's so important for my audience to know. And then I say 90% of today's population simply don't have that. They prefer empty viral views, TikTok, Insta likes, and won't even launch their website. Ooh, those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. If you stir the pot with what you're going to say about your business and the things that you believe, and if you don't have that clear yet, write that down. The best thing I ever did was I wrote down some of my viewpoints and I got clear. I believe in sustainability in my business. I don't believe in the short term. I believe that long term is actually the best hack. Right? So write down your values. Critical. Okay. Here's the work I put in to have the passive 3 to 5 hour a month, 10K income stream per month that I have at Content Hacker. I took a year to build this coaching program. My site didn't get this many leads till a year after doing consistent content, all matched up to keywords my ideal audience is looking up. None are a shot in the dark or I hope this works. And now I got AI producing regular content every week, much faster, more affordable. Patience. It takes patience. So in this post, what I'm doing is I'm selling my program, right? What does my program do? It teaches you how to do this thing that I've done. So if you are a case study of your own success, if you sell SEO and you're doing SEO for your website, oh my gosh, speak to that, speak to that, speak to that. I can't tell you the opportunity in the ocean for experts that are selling products, services, courses, education, mentorship, masterminds, that list goes on and on based on their experience. Because that doesn't always happen. So that is huge. That is your marketing whenever you do a business post. Hey, I'm able to do this because I believe in this and I put in the year of work. I put in the years of work to achieve this. Oh, by the way, you can do it too. And I don't even ask them. See how I haven't even asked them? There is no... Wait, hold on. Yes, I did in this post. I did ask them. Some business posts, you don't even need to ask for the sale. But some business posts, you do. So here's how I wrap that post. After I said, this takes patience and expertise that you share carefully with your people regularly in a way that builds amazing trust, better than a 5-second scroll on the socials will ever do. But oh my word, the sustainable online path with traffic coming in from the world's largest traffic source, that's Google. Know your facts. Know your facts around what you sell. your products, your services. What makes that the better buy? That's huge. Put that into your business post. For me, my facts are, my statistics are, 80% of the world's online traffic starts with a search. Very few people know that. It blows their mind. What? I thought it was Instagram. I thought it was TikTok. I thought it was this next top platform. No, it's still Google. So then I say 11 years of doing this, and I swear it's working better than it ever has. Want my help to teach you how to do this? Full stop. You know what to do. Check those comments for the deets on my training program. And then I say bonus 2.5 free hours of CTS content available right now to start jumping into. Link in comments. And then I screenshot what people were telling me, that they wanted to start a farm and that they followed me for years. And this has been that what I've been sharing has been so instrumental to their own career. So if you have screenshots like that, testimonial proof, attach that as your picture. It doesn't have to be a picture of you perfectly poised. It really can just be a screenshot of an email. That's it. Share that over and over. Share that. It works. So that's what I did. And then in the comments, I dropped in a page, a sales page that actually takes them to an application for my training program. And this worked. Brought in 5 leads. Couldn't believe it. So you got to be clear about what you sell and what you do. Otherwise, this won't work. You will lose out. You don't want to not share about your family and your beliefs because then people don't know you. And you also don't want to not share about your business because then you lose the sale. So it's critical that you have all of this like a revolving wheel set up over time. And that's the comment, I write out what the program actually teaches so people can read that before they apply. Hey, you can learn how to sustainably grow your online business without breaking. Get inside this program, start learning today, learn more and apply here. Right? And then there's 3 free hours of content. If you have free content, free classes, a video explaining what you do, include that as well, not just that link where they can apply for a sale. But if all you have is the link for them to apply for a call, buy the thing, that's fine. You should do that instead of the free content. In your comments, the link should be that paid product, that paid service. And then below that, if you have that free video, that free training, that free webinar, lead magnet, that's fine. But again, if you don't, it's that paid link you want to prioritize. So there are some people that are doing really great work at this. You do want to be careful though, because a lot of times when you follow the big gurus that have hundreds of thousands of followers, their strategy won't work for you. Why? They've arrived. They've arrived at a place where they actually don't need to sell their products and services anymore. So be very, very careful. Don't copy that strategy to a T. Look at it, get inspiration. They're hammering home some killer points. You can take those points and run. You can take those points and be inspired for your next FBB post, but do not copy their strategy. Be very careful. Because a lot of times these people don't need to sell anything. They have huge funnels, bigger funnels than what you and I will probably ever do in the background. Well, maybe you and I will arrive there. I don't want to keep life small here. One day, when you arrive at over 1 million followers, right? 2.5 million, like Lewis Howes, you have funnels likely doing the work for you. You have back-end stuff. So keep that in mind whenever you follow these huge gurus. Be careful of copying their strategy. So what makes good FBB content? Over here on the family side, it really can be a myriad of things. You don't need to limit yourself. It could be something about your spouse. If you have a partner, it could be something about your kids, your pets, your parents. It could be a lesson you took from your parents. I know a good friend, she's a coach, a consultant. She was raised by a single mom. She has so many stories of how she grew and developed skill sets and characteristics that are now super valuable to her as a financial consultant and somebody that helps high-level people. So what kind of stories can you pull? If you are a human being, you likely have 1,000, maybe 1 million. Maybe you have some long-lost family stories. My uncle, I didn't get to meet him till I was 21 years old. When I met him, I was blown away to know that he was one of the first pioneers in Agile Scrum specific to game development. He wrote the first book on that process, developed that process. He now gets paid over $100,000 per workshop. That's an incredible story. And it tells my audience where I came from. It builds up my authority, right? I'm going to have to write down that story and tell it. I realized I didn't tell it yet. I need to stop doing this lesson and go make some content now. Okay. But like, you have so many stories, right? If you just sit down and think a little bit, maybe a loss. Let me tell you, stories of loss, it resonates and it pulls people together in such a powerful way. Stories of grief, loss, sorrow, failure, more people will rally around that than stories of success. I want to share that with you. So if you have a story of a massive failure, of a comeback you made, of significant loss you went through, share that. Be vulnerable. Be open. It is the best thing you could ever do. Yes, it will be very hard to put yourself out there, but just know when you hit publish and your hands might shake, because mine do, and they still do. Every time I talk about the escape from the cult, that will create the deepest connection out of anything you could ever talk about, because it has for me. My story of escaping the cult, living and growing up in a cult for 21 years has created such deep ties with my audience. I can't think, or I can't tell you, I can't describe to you any better connection creator than that story. Where you come from, this is another important piece. People want to know these things. They relate to them. They feel like they know you. This is the family side. It could also be said the personal side of you. Over there on beliefs about how you work, beliefs and opinions where you create some controversy. Yes, this could even be politics. If you're somebody that avoids politics, you don't have to do it just for business. But I'm telling you, if you have a side you pick, talk about that, because that will rally people around you at a deep level as well. People care about that stuff. And if they know you do too, they're going to flock to you. They're going to like that post. They're going to comment on it. You're going to get feedback. And if you're picking a bone, right, like I talked about my belief, how people misuse a particular word, piqued their interest. That word piqued is often misspelled. It just annoys the crap out of me. That got over 100 responses. So if you pick a bone, you have a statement, it could be funny, about something you've seen a lot. The misplaced comma, the overused comma. Or maybe people don't use the comma enough. I'm a big fan of the Oxford comma, right? So those kinds of statements, they have to be true to you. Make sure everything here is true to you. Really like dig into you for this, because this is you. This is you you're sharing with the world. And then over here on the business side, this is not just that sales pitch, right? You saw my post. They're very strongly worded. They are opinionated, but it could also be a customer story. It could just be a little love post. I heard this from a client today. Crying emoji, it made my day. That could be it. It could be that simple. But how you do the things you do, why you love what you do, what's special about what you do, who you serve, the joy you have serving them, educational posts about what you know. Oh my gosh. You can do so much here. So again, right, every 2 days, you're taking 15 minutes and you're going to pick one of these 3 categories and write a short little powerful post. Pretty simple. So, again, if you can't write, use ChatGPT. So my husband actually did that, and he only got around 7 people to react to this post. So again, like, you don't need to be a thought leader. You don't need to have a huge presence. You don't need to be connected to more than 50 people even. This will still potentially work for you. So my husband used ChatGPT, and the entire prompt that he used is in the downloadable below, so you can actually see what it looked like when somebody didn't know how to write, didn't have a following, and they still use this formula, and he got 2 leads out of this post. So his prompt was, write a social media post for a web design UX company, that's his specific company, advertising the launch of a new website. And then he described the website. It's an application that connects fans with local artists and venues in real time. Right, so he took this is a successful customer launch, turned it into a post. Bam. Business post, brought in 2 leads, put this on Facebook. He could have put this on LinkedIn as well, right? But we're picking one platform to commit to. Okay, so if you download the attached worksheet, you can develop your own FBB social strategy. I want you to do this. It works. It's incredible, right? Take the rules I want to say the guidelines instead of rules. The guidelines that you've learned from this course, take those guidelines and run with them about structuring your day properly. You want to think like a CEO. You want to own your day, even if you work for somebody else. I'm telling you, that boss will appreciate you thinking like a CEO. And if they don't, they're probably not the right type of boss. Just saying. So you owning your day and dedicating time to marketing and sales, delivering the product, delivering the service, and then going and doing the marketing. The FBB formula is so simple. You can do it. You can have ChatGPT be your writer, and it will work incredibly, incredibly well. So this is the first time I've ever shared this strategy, this formula. First time you're seeing it is right now. I can't tell you how excited I am to actually teach this to you and share this with you. It works so well. If you follow me on Facebook, that's my entire strategy. Every single post on Facebook for 3 years now has been carefully cultivated with the purpose of growing this exact thing, that know, like, and trust factor, and then buy-in. And it works incredibly well. And it's so simple and easy. So focus on the right things and be successful.